Well, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening on Talking Sip Saturday night. Talking Sip Saturday night, and I want to invite you to a very interesting show. And the topic tonight will be really, it is what inspires leaders or what inspires people to vote, you know. And this is on the backdrop of the recent election which took place in Jamaica of recent days. 29% came out to vote, 29%. And there's 2 million or so which is on the voters register. 29%. The last election it was 37.8%. 1.92 million was on the voters list. 724 voted. And this time I think it was 508,000 voted. What inspires persons realizing that it is important? But hey, this is Saturday night, talk and sip. Was feeling a bit rusty today. So what I do is having a coffee. And my children gave it to me, and the cup says, "Be still and know that I'm God." Yes. Be still and know that I'm God. That's what the cup says. Can you see it? Be still and know that I'm God. You need to have God in your life in all different respects, you know. So yeah, and also we'll have some orange juice as well, and and of course some sparkling water at the same time. Uh, you can tell me what you're drinking. You know, what are you drinking tonight? But listen, it's let me just turn this down here. There, there, there's politics is about people. Politics is about leadership, and it's about nationhood, and it's happening in the UK. I mean, in the UK of recent days, we just had a by-election, and in the by-election, what took place was that a gentleman by the name of Mr. Galloway, George Galloway, won the election. You know, let me just say something here. Yeah. Okay. 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 Cool. Keep trying. Okay. And as a result of that, the prime minister made a speech, and the speech that he made is saying that we have to be very careful of extremists. You know, that's what he said, extremists. And if I share a part of his speech here, the prime minister, and this is at number 10 Downing Street, uh, Rishi Sunak, Democrats. There it is. Let's just start off with that. Let's just start off. This is very important. It's all politics in the whole dimension of things. I'm going to speed it up a bit. I bring my point.
What started in recent weeks and months, we have seen a shocking increase in extremist disruption and criminality. What started as protests on our street has descended into intimidation, threats, and planned acts of violence. Jewish children fearful to wear their school uniform lest it reveal their identity. Muslim women abused in the street for the actions of a terrorist group they have no connection with. Now our democracy itself is a target. Council meetings and local events have been stormed. MPs do not feel safe in their homes. Long-standing parliamentary conventions have been upended because of safety concerns. And it is beyond alarming that last night the Rochdale by-election returned a candidate who dismisses the horror of what happened on October the 7th, who glorifies Hezbollah and is endorsed by Nick Griffin, the racist former leader of the BNP. I need to speak to you all this evening because this situation has gone on long enough and demands a response not just from government, but from all of us. Britain is a patriotic, liberal, democratic society with a proud past and a bright future. We're a reasonable country and a decent people. Our story is one of progress, of great achievements and enduring values. Immigrants who have come here have integrated and contributed. They have helped write the latest chapter in our island story. They have done this without being required to give up their identity. You can be a practicing Hindu and a proud Briton as I am, or a devout Muslim and a patriotic citizen as so many are, or a committed Jewish person and the heart of your local community, and all underpinned by the tolerance of our established Christian church. We are a country where we love our neighbours and we are building Britain together. But I fear that our great achievement in building the world's most successful multi-ethnic, multi-faith democracy is being deliberately undermined. There are forces here at home trying to tear us apart.
I'm going to stop it right there. Stop it there for a second. And what you're listening to is the Prime Minister of the UK, Rishi Sunak, giving a speech in front of Downing Street, number 10, talking about the rise of the extremists in the UK, talk about these demonstrations and about the lack of um, understanding of October the 7th. Uh, Also, one of the things he flagged up was the recent Rochdale election, which took place, a by-election, when a Labour MP moved on from there. I think he died. I'm not sure why it was by-election. And Labour Party had put in someone, Asian guy, somebody by the name of Ali, and but he made some very disparaging remarks or comments about what is happening in the Middle East. So the Labour Party disowned him. Okay, now George Galloway came in, um, the Reform Party came in, and also an independent person came in to get votes. To vote in this by-election. Gorgeous George is back, and and as a result of that, George Galloway won. George Galloway won the election, and I think he made a stumping, I think by 6,000 votes or so. And he said all hell is going to break loose in Parliament now. He said he completely despised the Prime Minister, and I think what the Prime Minister is saying is that it's a warning to him. One of the things that I want to just flag up there, and I'm juxtaposing this thing, is Rochdale is a constituent. People came out and vote. Some say it's a protest vote, but at the end of the day, they came out to vote and they voted for Mr. George Galloway. Let me just move this bit here. They voted for George Galloway, and by voting for George Galloway, that is sending a strong message that the Middle East and what is happening in Gaza need to be looked at and need to be addressed, because it is felt like this is not being addressed. Everybody seems to be skimming over it. You've seen the recent incident whereby uh, uh, persons were queuing up for food, and as a result of that, there was, uh, uh, you know, the Israelite troops, fired on them, which is so. But the funny thing, which I find very interesting, is that George Galloway, in I forget what date it was, but a few years back, I was part of I was part of the team that was fighting for or demonstrating on behalf of Jamaican and Commonwealth teachers in the UK regarding this bit called the qualified teacher status. And this qualified teacher status was that they needed that in order to be able to teach in colleges there. A lot of Jamaican teachers came over to the UK, but the immigration and the regulation changed, and it kept changing each time. And a lot of them found themselves whereby there's a possibility that they could be kicked out of the UK and sent back to Jamaica. And I do recall we were doing petitions. Bertrand Whiteman was the High Commissioner in the UK at that time. We had some difference of opinion on how things went by. But anyway, it was a success. And I do recall one time I was by the Home Office and I was standing on a soapbox. And while I was there talking about, justice for the people, no justice, no peace. and and there standing before me was George Galloway. George Galloway was standing before me, and George Galloway, and there was a National Union of Teachers president was there, and I believe I got a picture here. I found a picture. Please, I hope I find the picture. Yes, and here's a picture. There's a picture there. There's me speaking on the soapbox there, right next to me, that guy in the yellow, in the orange. It is the National Union of Teachers, Mr. Courtney, and there and behold is George Galloway looking at me while I was speaking there. And George Galloway said, I like what you said. He said to me, I like what you said. Each one reach one, which is the evangelical saying. Each one reach one. So George Galloway, and he was in Parliament before. So the interesting thing is that the people were somewhat inspired. You know, the people are somewhat inspired to go out and to vote, and George Galloway fit the bill. Now, what inspires people to go out to vote? And this is the crunch of the whole thing, you know, because in this tapestry of democracy, um, the binding factor is urging towards ballot box is it merely a name on a ballot box or so? I'm trying to see if I can get someone to come in. Anil, I hope you're big up Action Now. Action Now, JA. If you want to come in onto this show, it'd be great if you can come in. And I tell you why. Um, I can. I'm on the YouTube channel, and you can come in. I can send you the link if you want to come in to talk about what inspires persons to go out and to vote. What is the motivation factor? Anil,
Hey, Silver,
yeah,
you hear me good?
I can hear you. I said I was doing my monologue, but I said because I know you are traveling, I said let me just grab you. How are
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm good. I'm on the road. I'm actually on my way to your neck of the woods.
You're coming to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Shh, oh, you didn't want to.
But, your neck of the wood could be Ochi.
It could be all true as well. Well, so much things going on there, you know. But
I know.
how are you doing anyhow? How are you doing? Good.
I'm doing good. Looking forward to the trip.
Yes, yes. But I just bear with 1 second as I was just opening this bit here, and I just want to say that the for some when it comes on to leadership and to vote for someone, it is indeed a leader who ignites the flames of passion within. A leader embodies hope, beacon of possibility amidst the shadows of uncertainty. Their vision, their charisma, their unwavering determination become the catalyst for change. They speak to our aspirations, promising a brighter tomorrow and a better future for all. In their words, we find solace, reassurance, and glimmer of optimism that propels forward. So, but one of the things it says is, let us not be swayed just by the charisma of leaders alone, but let us delve deeper into the fabric of democracy, embracing our role as active participants in shaping the course of our destiny. Anil, I shared earlier, and I don't even saw that Rishi Sunak um, came out at number 10 Downing Street. No, came in from the Downing Street to say that the rise of extremists is coming up, and because of the recent election, or George Galloway, a maverick, was elected, you know, as an
Hmm.
MP in a place called Rochdale, and most of the persons who voted for him were Muslims. But look at this picture here. You see that guy in the black shirt?
Uh-huh.
That's George Galloway. And who is on the soapbox? That's me on the soapbox there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
It's so irony because he was impressed by some words which I was saying when I said each one. But this was many years ago when I
Hmm.
was advocating for Jamaicans to vote regarding the qualified teacher status. But listen, let's go into something here. The reason why I use that topic there about what inspires leadership, we saw in the recent Jamaica election, there was 29% came out, and only it is 2 million now is on the voters list.
Hmm.
Therefore, that was about 508,000 or
Hmm.
580,000 people.
Hmm.
That, and there is this issue now in Jamaica, which is, I think maybe we tackle it first, is who won this recent election. I don't know if you're following it. Can you can you say from where you are, say, wow, an election took place in Jamaica and the PNP win or the JLP won. An election took place in the UK. We know that the Conservative won or there was a coalition, but there seemed to be this lack of clarity. I don't know what's your thoughts on this recent election.
Well, if we have to go by that, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is responsible for electoral process, right? They
Yeah.
provide the ballots, they staff the polling station, etc. And
Mm,
at the end of that process, they count, they tabulate the vote, and then they put it out, right? I think the sense that I got just watching this play out last week is that everyone was so eager for their party to win.
mm,
Everyone was putting out a narrative. And if you recall, Monday night, there were narratives out there that says one party won, and they had to pull that back.
yes.
There, I believe there were some news outlets that as well did that. But as far as I am aware, the EOJ is responsible for notifying, including the media, all political parties, the tabulation of the votes. Now, they're not responsible to call, losers and winners. They
Yeah.
just put the facts out. So what they've said is that the JLP, if you just look at the numbers, they won this amount of seat and the PNP won this amount of seat, and then there's a tie in these places, right?
Mm,
Now, the Jamaica Labour Party is saying, yes, we won based on the result of the EOJ. Now, there's one nuance to that where the People's National Party won the popular vote. The thing that
yes.
I'm trying to figure out, which I've not seen, is the popular vote was the popular vote in Kingston and St. Andrew or a popular vote overall, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let's just argue for this point that it's popular vote overall. It's still based on precedent that the party that got the most is the winner, right? Now, if you're going to add interpretation to that and say, well, we got the popular vote, therefore we won, that's
Yeah.
misleading and
Yeah.
very, what term I want to use? It's misleading and it could cause a lot of confusion among people, right? I think I
Mm,
saw where it seems to me one is saying Portmore, for example. Portmore is
yeah.
part of St. Catherine. It's
St.
not a
Catherine. Yeah.
separate, right, from a electoral perspective. It does have a mayor, which is elected, but it's counted as part of Spanish Town, right?
Yes.
So when you just look at it based on the EOJ, you could, based on logic, tell you who win. Now, if you want to go spin that narrative for your own, volition, then you're gonna have to do that. But you got to be careful, and I think your monologue around leadership is important at this moment, right? Where you have to accept the outcome of our electoral process, because if you do
Yes.
not, you undermine the institution that are critical to democracy in this Western world. And we
Mm,
can't play with nuanced words. You cannot sow confusion among people, right? You have to step up as a leader and say, look, here's what the results said, therefore, here's what it means.
mm,
Trying to spin that narrative, it's not a good thing for Jamaica society. The one
yeah.
thing that Jamaica has always, we said out of many we are one. We
Yes.
take care of our own. We try not to follow others, and I suspect everyone is trying to follow how you mince word, how you make interpretation for your own. And I think in this case we should not. So I was
Yeah.
surprised to the point you were trying to make. At this point in time, we are saying we don't have a clear winner, but the EOJ have said who has the most parishes
Yes.
and currently is the current party in power. Now, one could interpret the result whatever way they can, but just
Yeah.
read the heading of the official notification from the EOJ.
And that's what I'm
That
looking
is
at
what
here.
you would go with,
Yeah.
in my
And, that,
opinion.
and that's what I'm looking at here now, because what it says is
You unmute Silverin.
oh, sorry, I'm on mute. One second. One second. Uh I'm on mute.
Not
Oh,
hearing you.
oh wow. I wonder if it's you or
Is
me.
it me or you?
I think it is you. Can anyone hear me? Um I think I
I'm
can
not not hearing you.
I can hear you. Let me see something. 1 second there. Let's see if it is you. Uh, Lester, can you hear? Let me go with this. Let me
Yeah.
see if
Is
Lester.
it me or you?
I think
Hang
it
on.
is you. Lester, can you hear? Send it. Lester say you can hear. As a matter of fact, let me get Lester in. Um, yeah, O'Neill, it is you. It's you there. Um, to the and and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to please share this show as well. Um, O'Neill, can you hear? Can you hear O'Neill? Can you hear?
Is it me?
Yeah, it's
I'm
you.
gonna
It's
leave and come out.
yeah.
I'll leave and come back.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, everybody can hear me otherwise, loud and clear. Okay, those there as well. The Just to point out the results. Official result is St. Thomas 6 for the JLP, for the PNP 4, total number of electoral divisions 10, Portland 7. 2. Let me just get O'Neill back in on this.
Yeah. Are
O'Neill.
you hearing? Yeah, I'm hearing you now. I'm not sure what
Okay, find
happened.
that. Yeah, we can hear. Yes. Um, Lester is there. I send Lester for coming. Good, cool breeze. Good evening. Um, the I look at it. I tell you why I look at it, because there are three strands. Three strands. One, the divisions. That is one, and two, the municipal authorities. Two, and three, the popular vote. If we break it down with the popular vote now, we know that popular votes don't win elections. O'Neill, because
Right.
in the United States, for argument's sake, with the electoral college, some states are massive than some, and if you look at it, someone can win the electoral colleges in certain places. Well, have the popular votes, but yet at the same time lose the election. We have seen that in the UK as well. You
Yeah.
can have a popular vote, but you don't win the consequences. So we know clearly when it comes
Yeah.
on to general elections, we know it is very clear that it is the one who has most of the seats. That's a
Yeah. Yeah.
party,
But
and
why are we having a
yeah,
discussion, Silver, about a popular vote? That was never part of the local electoral process. The
yeah,
process was always who won the most seat. So we now are adding complexity around popular vote, and one
mm,
has to ask the reason why, right? In previous election, it's
mm,
always been the most seat unless there's a tie. And if there's a tie, one party will appoint, say, the mayor and one the deputy. Right? That's
mm,
that's always the case. We've never heard this lexicon around a popular
mm,
vote until now. And the question that we have to ask ourselves, why is that part of the lexicon? Right? Because one just have to look and say, if you look at, we have 14 parishes in Jamaica.
yeah,
Each parish is not equal. Yeah, right. Obviously, Kinston and St. Andrew is massive amount of
yeah,
people,
yeah,
right? So if you win Kinston and St. Andrew, right, if you tie, you might get the popular vote, but the popular vote
mm.
was never part of our electoral lexicon,
Oh,
unless it
yeah,
has to do with when you have a tie. So I think sowing this type of confusion is not good for Jamaica. What we
yeah,
create is more division within the system, and what we have is a lack of leadership, right? We have to accept the outcome because, as I said before, you undermine the electoral process. So
yes.
everyone now don't have confidence in our process, right? And we have to be very mindful of all of that.
Okay. Before I go to Leicester, someone says here on TikTok, if you're the PNP, you're going to push that narrative. If you're a JLP, you're going to push that narrative. Leicester, what's your take? Good afternoon. How are you doing? Were you in Jamaica voting?
No, I was in a different part of the world. Even my good friend over there.
Mm. Welcome and good evening. What's your take on this recent election? And I know you're an objective person. You don't go by colors.
No, mom, I see a shower man, but I am I am not surprised by the results.
Mm.
Um, I knew it would be close.
Yes.
Um, and one thing, I don't underestimate the opposition at any period in point because what I tell a lot of fellow Jamaica Labour Party supporters is that the People's National Party is, I think, is the oldest political party in the Caribbean. Right, O'Neill?
I'll have to check that. I think
I
Yeah.
that
I
it probably
I
one
think
off.
so.
Yeah, yeah.
One off, yeah, a one off, right?
Yeah.
And it is still largely popular in Jamaica.
Mm.
So we can't undermine that. The leader that they have may not be a popular leader per se, but the party itself is still a popular party.
Yes.
Um, and the leader has played a brilliant chess move
Mm.
in campaigning for the last 2 years, and
Mm.
that is critical to the outcome of this election, right? He knew that a lot of people didn't know him, so he went about the island and introduced himself.
Mm.
He was at many social events. He was at many incidents that happened. He was very present and
Mm.
public and vocal. Now, whether we agree with the thing that he was vocal about, he was vocal. And
Yes.
this counts, right? And when there were issues regarding the ruling governing party, he was vocal about them. Again, whether he was right or wrong, he was vocal. So these are a lot of the things that led the outcome of this election. Um, it is what it is. Now, what I was disappointed in is that Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary, is a board member of the EOJ. I think one JLP person or one PMP person sits on the board, if memory serves me correct, right?
Mhm.
And for both parties to have a member sitting on the board, the clarity, the transparency of the outcome should have been very, very clear. There shouldn't be any confusion because to count from 1 to 10 is not very difficult.
Mm.
To divide what who has between 13 or 13 municipalities is not very difficult,
Mm.
right? So this is not a big thing that they should be confused about.
Mm.
What I saw, what I saw first, not saying that they did it first, but what I saw first was the opposition putting out a press release that they won, and how they counted it. They included Portmore in the count, which you cannot do that because Portmore come
As a separate.
as a
Would
separate, right?
would you
That
bring it
would
to
mean
four?
Portmore is a parish unto itself,
Mm.
which Portmore is still a part of St. Catherine for now,
Yeah. So who
right?
won St. Catherine? Who won St. Catherine generally? Who won St.
The,
Catherine
the,
then?
the People's National Party.
Okay, so therefore, what they're trying to do is split, call St. Catherine one and call Portmore one
Portmore
Portmore
one.
one.
and
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
two.
yes,
Well,
yes.
welcome,
And
Action.
then
Now,
add the popular vote also.
yes, yes. Let me just welcome to Action, JA. How are you, UJ? You good?
I'm doing great, Mr. Studio.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for joining. I wanted you to come in because I mean you are an independent candidate as well. Yeah. And one of the reasons why, because what I want to look at is what the results is saying, why the turnout was poor, and why is the confusion as to who won. after Monday? Is it Cliff Hughes calling it wrong, and then that create that spin whereby everybody was at I mean, let's say the figures, everybody was at the PNP place, Hope Road, and only cars were at the JLP headquarters. Is that the JLP was being very strategic and just waiting for the figures to come in properly? Lester, sorry.
Sorry about that, Mr.
Uh,
Studio.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Let's
the
yeah. Go on, Lester, and then I go to action. Yeah.
the 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 responsible thing to do
Mm,
was to wait until all the boxes were count, or you have a recount, and
mm,
then the tallying would have been, presented.
yes.
Some media houses, not just
So
nationwide alone, other media houses went with the narrative also, and social media went with the narrative also. The responsible thing to do was to wait. Tell your supporters, hey, we don't know, let us wait.
yes.
That is it. Because I recall several polling stations. One person called me and said that they had 9 boxes that have not been counted as yet.
Mm,
9. And that's significant.
mm,
Persons in St. Elizabeth called me and said from 3 different polling stations that they had multiple boxes that have not been counted as yet.
yeah.
And this was Tuesday. This was
Yeah.
Tuesday, this wasn't Monday, this was Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. Let's ask Ujay, what's your take? How did you do in the election, Ujay? If you want to say.
yeah, thanks again for having me. So and greetings to the panel as well.
Mm,
So I have not officially viewed the results for my votes, but based on persons telling me, I think they said that I got something where maybe 60 something votes. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the result as yet. I've tried asking for the results.
yes.
Um, I'll probably take some time later to this data and look at
Yeah.
it. But I did receive some votes, as expected, right? As my initial purpose is really to, create. It's really to help democracy in the country, because now we see that about 70.4% of voters are not participating or did not participate in the election, which it
Mm,
is speaking volume to to democracy, or the diminishing democracy that we have in Jamaica, right? The decision and the leadership of our country are now selected by a small fraction of the populace,
mm.
and it is really a concern, cause for concern.
Ca-
But again, it
mm.
it the entire political system, it's getting worse. It's deteriorating. I'm
Okay.
not.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna ask you this question: who do
Mhm.
you believe won the election based on the figures as a political person?
I think the People's National Party won the figures, won the local government election.
Mm. And why do you say that? And why do you say that?
All right, so based on the municipalities, I think I heard the argument initially, to not separate Portmore from St. Catherine, but I I think there is some municipality, some act that governs the municipality that differentiate, or it distinguish Portmore from St. Catherine. So I think it is in the
So,
law.
so hold on. No, it's not. It's. So let's just make sure we're stating facts. Sorry there, EJ. There
That's
is a mayoral system, but it's still part of St. Catherine.
okay.
It has not. It's not a parish. So Portmore is still part of St. Catherine. There's a municipality where the mayor is chosen. That's how far that process goes.
Mm.
So I think this is where we're talking about the confusion has been sowed. Portmore is still part of St. Catherine. So one cannot then say we're going to tabulate Portmore as separate, because factually and based on laws and policy, Portmore is still part of St. Catherine.
But can I ask a question to our humble guest here?
Hmm.
When the mayor of Portmore is meeting, right, with his colleagues, What municipality does he meet with?
When the mayor of Portmore is meeting with his colleague, what municipality he meets with?
Yes.
I guess St. Catherine.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So
I think I'm just parroting. I forgot the political commentator. He's a very well-known political commentator. I didn't read the article, but apparently he had explained why Portmore is separate from St. Catherine, but I didn't read the article in full.
Is that
Right?
Dr. Lloyd Barnett? Is that Dr. Lloyd
Yeah.
Barnett?
Yes, Dr.
I'm trying
Lloyd.
to find it. Somebody sent it to me. Is thinking.
so
You see,
so so
go
so
on.
so, so let me just ask a different question. So EJ, you're in the political sphere there. So the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is responsible for telling the tabulation and putting out a result. If you look at the result from the EOJ, who do you believe won the local government election?
All right, so so the information put out. Well, all right. I'm gonna put this now. All right. Based on the information put out from the EOJ, I would say it is clear that the Jamaica Labour Party won the election based on the amount of municipalities that they got. But again, I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Speak it, man. Speak it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the confusion is, because if, all right, in Jamaica, all right, we have 14 parishes, right? We have 14 parishes currently. If it's a case where the Jamaica Labour Party got 7, the People's National Party initially, they got 7, with the whole confusion around the KSAMC and the Portmore being separate and all of that. But if we're going to say, all right, then Portmore is a part of St. Catherine and so on and so forth, then obviously the Jamaica Labour Party would be the winner of the local government election, because the PNP is stated to have won based on the confusion with the Portmore and the St. Catherine and KSAMC state. Right,
You see,
But
see, I want
so,
to stick up in there. I'm glad for this discussion, because this is, if we are if we are talking, well, I think the settled position is so important. Go on, Lester. Go on, Lester. Go on.
okay. Action said that we have 14 parishes, right? I don't know why he said that, because
KSAC links into 2.
KCC is one,
Yeah.
right? So it's a Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation as one. So St. Andrew itself don't have a different municipality from Kingston.
with
So
13.
it's 13.
My apologies. My apologies. I
No,
forgot that.
no, Portmore has not been ratified as a separate parish as yet. It's in the
The making.
in the making. So Portmore is still under the ambit of St. Catherine.
Oh, my apologies.
No, what I'm saying, that there is zero confusion now, because the Electoral Office of Jamaica has put out very clearly what are the numbers. 7 is greater than 5 in any language.
All right.
Let's listen to what Lord Barnett says. Yeah. I don't know where was it? Yeah.
Separate local government entity and a separate municipality from the parish council. When you're saying how many municipalities or local government entities a party has won, then you have to treat Portmore as a municipality and therefore as one of the units that you found.
That's a point you're saying, action, where you're saying splitting. You see, O'Neill, what I see here is this, and this is something which is lacking, unless you'll agree with me right now. What is lacking somehow is, who is that voice? Where is that authority that can determine and say, right, guys, this is a certainty. We do not go by popular votes, we go by municipals, or we go by divisions. Everybody is clutching straws based on their colors.
Yeah,
O'Neill and Lester. I mean, I
I,
understand where we're coming from, but you see what is
I,
happening in Jamaica. Yeah, yeah.
I would say, Silver, I am super concerned by this narrative because traditionally, as Lester said, seven is greater than five,
Yes,
right? You can't add stuff in where it wasn't there before to suit your own narrative.
yes.
What I will say this again, what you're doing, you're undermining the institution. The one thing we could say for our little Jamaica is that if you go back to all the elections that we've had, people accept the result. Yep, there might be some differences, but you have never heard this type of discussion around our local elections,
Mm.
right? And that's what worries me is that you're sowing the seed. So now to question any election, so any public official going forward could question election. You know, AJ Action Network, you mentioned, I think it was Lester, we had 29% of people who voted. So by doing this, you have a lot of people who will say, see, I'm not voting because they do X with the vote, right? So we have to be very careful as leaders how we talk about these things because it has downstream impact. And what we don't want to do is undermine the democracy. And I hope everyone in Jamaica will come out and say, look, here's what the EOJ says. Let's move on, right? Because this could have long-term implication for our electoral system in Jamaica.
This is what Leslie says here. Just call it what it is. The PNP made a move, got the popular vote, but lost the election.
Yes, and so
And it,
so so so
yeah,
I'll make a Lester make an excellent point, and it touched on the conversation we had last week, Silver, and that we said our elected officials should go around and talk to the voters. You got to give Mark Golden credit; he did that, right? Now going forward, every electoral official needs to do that, right? But to your point, to whoever put that, that's what it is. The
yeah.
PMP made a good showing, but they didn't win, right? And this is what we have to ensure we don't undermine the system that is so protective of our Jamaican democracy.
So therefore, what I'm picking up then is this is an indication for both parties to hear what the people are actually saying. I recall when the UK, you remember when David Cameron and Nick Clegg run a coalition government. When they ran the coalition government was because the Conservative Party did not get enough to go over, but they had
Mm-hmm.
more MPs still, but they had a
Mm-hmm.
certain amount of figures they needed. So there was a discussion going on between Nick Clegg Party, which was the Lib Dem, and also the Conservative. Then they formed the coalition. Nick Clegg became the deputy, and David Cameron became the prime minister. But there's one thing one of the political punters were saying. He said, what do you believe the people are saying? As one voice of that amount. And they said, what the people were saying is that we do not have confidence in one of you guys running the country itself. So we wanted you to join. What do you believe, Lester, that the people are actually saying? I'm going to bring, what do you believe the people are actually saying? What do you believe the people are actually
This result is not very different from the one before.
What do you mean? What do you
It's
mean before?
close. It was a close
When
election.
you said
Yeah.
before, what do you mean before? Before which election are you talking?
No, I'm what I'm saying, how it was
Yeah,
before the election, it is almost the same thing.
I don't understand, Lester. What do you mean?
No, no, what I'm saying, the
Yeah.
difference between the JLP margin and the PMP margin now was almost the same as it is before the
Oh,
election.
you mean at the general election? Is what you mean? The
Mm-hmm.
last
None, no,
no.
no,
The
no, no. I'm
local
talking
government.
the local government election in 2016,
Oh,
guys,
okay, right, okay,
right? Yeah, so it's not much of a difference.
right, okay. So that's
Um,
yeah,
the thing, action, I hope he's hearing me.
yeah.
He said that the local government poll, the figures were low. I think the last time we had close to 40% was in 1950 or in the 60s or something like that. We had
No,
not
no.
had
In the 70s, we were always like
for
60s to
for local
70s.
government.
In the local government, it was like 50, 60s in the
Yeah, it
70s.
was. Yeah, and
Yeah,
after that, we haven't had
yeah, yeah,
anything close to. So it has always been close because the parochial elections, Silbert. A lot of people say, oh,
Yeah,
I look at election that them not really pay much attention to it. That's why you see the figures was usually like 300,
yeah.
700, very small
It,
figures.
it's just like what we call the off-cycle elections in the
yes,
U.S. Always low
Yeah,
turnout, right? When
all
you
slow
don't have a,
turn.
a president at the head of the ticket. But I got to run Silburn, but
yeah,
I think I hope that the opposition will come out and make a statement to the point that was just made and said, look, had a good running. We picked up a big mayoral because they're gonna get it in, right. We're making progress, but the
yeah,
Jamaica Labour Party clearly won, right. Hopefully, the next general election, I'm gonna demonstrate to the people of Jamaica why should I form the next party. Hopefully, he'll come out because again, it's a persuasion conversation.
yeah.
How does the Prime Minister persuade that he's the leader to take us to the next level, and then let both make their argument to the Jamaican people,
Yeah, because
right?
someone just said on TikTok a while ago, the PNP made inroads and have taken
Yes,
many seats that they didn't have, but that
yeah,
doesn't mean to say that they won. It's
yeah.
just like in any election, it could have
Yeah,
swung or so.
let's not undermine democracy. We're a very small country, and we are very proud. So let's ensure that we don't sow confusion among our people. Let's come out, move on, as the person that you got inroads, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. O'Neill, see you in
See you on the
the
other side.
motherland.
All right.
Peace out. Peace out.
All right.
Just picking up a couple persons here on Instagram, TikTok as well. They're saying you're wrong. They say they won 14 minutes for win 7-7. You see, I, I think one of the best ways action and Lester, what I'm picking up is calling it what it is and just I don't know. Is this win thing? Is it a psychological thing or what? I mean, one and what do
To,
we have to say win? I don't know. It's,
to me, it is obvious. It is
yeah,
obvious that both political parties they are so hungry for power, right? So um, this local government election is evident of that, right?
yeah,
I've never seen one like this before, and the next 4 to 5 years of our lives here in Jamaica is very, very important, very, very critical. Because if you look at the politics, the global political system is changing,
yes,
right? So I believe these two political parties, they are reading the signs and they are trying to put themselves in power, right? And the very, very important thing of addressing the needs of the people in the country is always overlooked. It's
okay,
all about power, and the
yeah,
needs of the people are not addressed. If they were so enthused and so
yeah.
zealous about the needs of the people, representing the people properly, as they are about winning these elections, then
Yeah.
we would have a better country.
All right, I'm going to ask this question, and this question is a general question to everyone. Those on Quality Jamaica, you, David, those on Instagram, those on TikTok, those on YouTube. Lester, it was 29% action, isn't it? 29% came out.
29,
Sorry,
29.6.
29.6 came out to vote.
Mm-hmm.
That works out to around 580,000, which is came out to vote. It is very clear based on the figures. 37% came out at the general election, but there's always the view and the saying that people are not really excited about local government election than general election. And maybe one can say that the election in 2020, it could have been that COVID played a role in it, isn't it, Lester? COVID could have played a role in it in reducing the amount. What?
Definitely.
So okay. So why are the people not inspired or excited? That's the topic for today. What inspires or excites voters to vote? Is it the leader? What is there to inspire, excite the people? Anyone can go,
Uh,
and people on YouTube, people on Facebook, you can join it. What is it that you want to see that will propel you to vote? Because I know people from the UK was in Jamaica. There's one person that I know I work with, and I said, "Where are you?" And they showed me their finger. With the thing. They're in Jamaica. They went to Jamaica to vote. They were
yeah.
inspired that they flew to Jamaica to vote. I put it out there, Lester. What is it? Why are people
Well,
not
well,
inspired?
well. We have a candidate here, so let him go first.
Okay.
Unless they put me on the spot. All right, so I think it's a combination of a lot of things, right? It can be the leader, and it can be the past experience of the political system, right, at play. So I believe it's a combination of the two, the leader and also what we have seen over the past years, participating in these electoral processes, right? The 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 promises are made, the various gifts are given, right, to entice persons to vote, right,
Mm,
and then afterwards nothing is done, right. So a group of people, well, I believe a vast, the persons that I've spoken with, right, in my campaign, they will say, boy, they're not voting because they don't see anything to vote for. So simply mean that they are now uninterested with both political parties, right?
yes.
So it's not even about Andrew Holness or Mark Golin. They have had it with both political parties, right? Um, Now, for those persons who have voted, you know, they are still they are still hopeful that their party will, bring change in the country. But
Yeah.
main thing, I don't really hear anybody much, well, talking about the voting because they want to really sustain Andrew Holness's tenure as the prime minister, because it's a local government election. So I was really at the chatting around with the councillors and so on and so forth. But the people really love their councillors, right? So they voted for them. It had nothing to do with Andrew Holness, because I heard a lot of people say that, oh, they love the councillor, they don't like the member of parliament. So it's about the councillor, not necessarily member of parliament, not necessarily the prime minister, right, or the leader of the party. But it's a combination of the leader and also the past experience, based on my analysis, why people are shying away from the political the voting process.
Okay, 1 second before I get to Lester. And those on TikTok, if you want to come in, I can let you come in and share your views as to what is it that will inspire, excite persons to vote based on the lack of turnout, 29% turnout at the local government election, which is so crucial. What is it needed to inspire them? Is it the leaders, or is it that people are just totally turned off? Lester, yeah, what you said?
Um, I heard action. I don't know how old he is or how long he has been following the political process in Jamaica.
Mm,
Um, but the elections are always um, leader leader centric.
mm,
Um, Now, uh, Mark Golden played a beautiful chess move in this election. He campaigned as if it was a general election,
mm,
right? So if he had campaigned as if it was a local government election, I think the percentage would have even been probably 20%,
yes.
right? Um, and it took us, the JP, by surprise that he was campaigning like that. Um, but you see this Silburn,
Yeah.
the power of this person
Yes.
is not to be underestimated,
Okay. Let's
right?
take a break. Um, Chopper, is that Chopper? I'm good, man. Chopper Media. How are you doing?
I'm very well, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's a pity you couldn't come in on the YouTube thing. Um, what I was gonna say to you is, who do you think won the election?
Well, I don't know. It's a matter of who will think.
Yeah.
If we are to go by what the Constitution says,
Yes.
if you subtract 7 from 13, then you're left with 6.
Yes.
And the PNP has 5, and GLP confirmed 7. So there's no real calculation that is necessary there. That's a clear winner. But is it a win to celebrate? I don't think so. But it's clear the GLP would have picked up majority of the municipalities. They would have lost one more than they had going in.
Yes.
If you want to say that based on that it's a loss, then that's up to you. But
Yeah.
if you look at the raw numbers, whomever wins the majority of municipalities, that's the person who really wins the election.
So you don't go by divisions then?
No, because division calculate popular vote. Popular vote has never been the yardstick to measure who win an election, whether local or general.
It's interesting you say that. Okay, so is there some sort of definition or some sort of certainty or some sort of rules or so in the electoral commission that says it is in municipalities, because municipalities is one aspect, but the division is also councillor seats, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you count the divisions, remember you cannot use division to measure winnings in a local government
Okay.
election, because there are constituency that has more divisions than
Some
others.
have 4, some have 3, some have 5.
Okay.
It's like an equal distribution. There are some constituencies that have 5 divisions. There are some that has 4. There are some that has 3. So there's no way to say that based on who wins the amount of division is going to be the winner. That can never and should never ever be the yardstick. However, in the representation of the People's Act stipulate that if there's a tie in a municipality, the decision will be that the one with the popular vote gets to become the mayor, and the one with the runner-up gets the deputy mayor.
So
there's no winner.
So that is like a classic case of KSAMC or so where.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So how would you say then this now? If there's a 29% turnout, 37% turnout at the last election, 22,000 people came on the new list, 22 million people now is out there. Why are they not excited to go out and vote?
Well, there's other things why people don't come out. There are 7 things that actually motivate people to vote.
Yeah.
People are motivated for money. I mean, this election now is one where we can actually call it a transactional election.
Yes.
Where people are not voting anymore because of what you do and how you perform. People are now voting based on what they get.
Yes.
It's about personal impact, how you affect my life personally.
Yes. Let me ask Hashra, good evening. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on. Are you there? Yeah.
Good evening. Hi, good evening, panel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you are you of the view like some are saying there's a win or there's a loss, or do you say JLP win or PNP win? How do you see that? How do you see?
Okay, how do I see it? Andrew Holness is incumbent, right? And as I said before on another program that you have, this is a local government election, which really shouldn't have been about Andrew Holness or Mark Golding. But the way that the people are incensed by the presence of Andrew Holness, it became, as you said the other day, a referendum on Andrew Holness. All right. Now, as to whether Mark excited, or caused anyone to come out and vote, I think the whole thing was really, as long as we can do something to get rid of Andrew Holness, it is a start. And then some people didn't understand it. Some people thought it was a general election, that he was going to be ousted if he lost, right? Because Yeah, and the young people who came out, I tell the young people who came out for the Jamaica, the People National Party. I saw a lot of young people were excited, but as I said, it wasn't so much the master mark. It was more time comes. We're tired of you. You need to go. You're not really, you're here and you're not doing anything for us. So Mark finds himself at the right place, right? When the people are incensed and now they have this opportunity, this means by which they can put their finger in a ink and help to decide. Yeah, we have the power, son. You go. For me, that's what it was really.
So therefore, you're not saying that PNP win or JP lose or JP win
Oh
or
no, the PNP had to win. It had to be a win, right? Why? If
you're saying
you
sorry,
win,
sorry, sorry. You're saying it's a
no,
win for the PNP. Sorry.
yeah, it has to be a win. It has to be a win. I think the prime minister should never use the word win. You know, I think what he should have stepped back and really looked and observed. He shouldn't be the one to say win, because what happened is it's like people are telling you this is where we are with you. This is how
Mm.
we feel about you, right? So, for you to say win and you come out and you sit and you say, oh, he can always think that he win. I won, we won, and you didn't win. But Mark Golden came in and from 98 seats in 2016, he went off with 115. So where's the win? You had 130, 130, right? So you lost seven. You
I think
lost.
yeah, I think based on what I'm seeing, and even on Instagram and TikTok, people are saying JLP win, PNP win. Can I just ask this question then, Chopper? Let me. I think I put that one to you in regards to this. Do you believe that with this level of confusion, but not for everyone, but okay, can we agree to a point that there's a level of confusion in the air?
There's a level of confusion that has been deliberately created
Yes.
by the opposition. That
Okay.
is kind of important.
Me not hear Chris good enough.
You know, listen, Chopper, can't you come on the other thing? Are you driving or what? Chopper?
That's the wrong thing to say on TikTok.
can you can you come on to the YouTube channel? Listen, can you send him the link? I don't know. I'm not hearing him properly.
I me send the link.
Yeah. Chop. We're not hearing you properly there.
Yeah, man, I'm here. Are you hearing me
No, let's say he's gonna send you a link to go on. That's if you want to come on to the YouTube, which is much clearer because we can't seem to hear. Let's say sending it to you, yeah? All right, cool. Um until Chops come in, I think the question will go. Let me put it to action now, Jay. Until do you believe that with the and Chop said it a while ago that there's a level of confusion in the air, which is wherever it came from the opposition leader or so. Do you think it will turn people off from exercising their voting franchise if they're seeing like once a board and these guys don't know what it is, what they're doing?
Most definitely, with the level of confusion, that will definitely have some negative
Sorry,
implications.
one second. Someone said why we're saying it's caused by the opposition because someone said it a while ago, and I'm just using the person's voice. I'm just using all different voices there. So that's what someone said a while ago.
and
Action
the,
out
and
there.
that person who said it, we know exactly who he is, and he has a reason for saying that. So I
Okay.
don't, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Action now. Yeah.
Yeah. So the confusion. I mean, as one of your friends, who the gentleman that was on earlier, um, he said that well the board of the EO, both members from the both sides of the party, right, or
Mm.
both political parties, they have a member there on the EOJ. So I mean, somebody is definitely responsible for confusion, but confusion is there for sure, right? And again, it will have negative implications. Those persons who didn't, well, those who didn't vote will further have them they will not vote or
Yeah.
will start it. And for those who did, right, um, that could also create some challenges for them to continue.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
So and if it's 2024, we need
Yes.
to find some more modern ways to incorporate technology in these processes, that it is quick and it is easy to handle. Right. This manual, maybe we need to tweak that some more, or tweak that, or do something, but we need to incorporate, eliminate these challenges, the process, the counting quicker, so that things can be more clearer.
Silver, we're not here, you know, Silver.
Yeah, that's understandable because I muted myself.
Okay.
That's why you couldn't hear me. Yeah, Chop.
But
Welcome, Chop. Yeah, yeah, go on.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Silver.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, persons like Chopper, Chris, and I make our position very clearly, right?
Yeah.
We don't straddle the fence, but
Mm,
we also don't live in a false reality,
mm,
right? Now, whether it is a pretty win, a huge margin, or a slim margin, a win is a win,
mm,
right? No, we are not downplaying the role that the People's National Party played. What we are
mm,
saying is that based on what the official office, that is the EOJ, has put out, not the JLP, not the PMP, and
mm,
this is what the Prime Minister had responded to, right? The official numbers. So this wasn't put out by a political machinery,
mm,
right? So when persons are saying that the honorable prime minister should not say this, he is just repeating what the electoral office have already published,
because they're the
and
ones
it
that give that certainty. They're the ones that
exact
you follow through.
exactly right. And there has to be a clear distinction of who is the clear leader in the local government. It is for democracy also, right?
Yes.
Because guess what? When we have an issue, there has to be some type of leadership and accountability. So when
Yeah.
people are using emotional things, when people are trying to disrupt democracy, right? There can be no fluidity, there can
Mm.
be no accountability. And all we want is the continuity of democracy that we already enjoy in Jamaica.
Okay, let me go to Chopsmith. I put the question back to you. With the turnout of 29% and the confusion which you said was created by the opposition. Someone had asked me, I said a while ago, why are we saying that? I said, because you said that. Uh, do you think that there will be people will be somewhat turned off by the voting system, or stepping out to vote? If with this, because people are also saying the EOJ. People asking question: is the EOJ credible? People are saying so many things.
There are some things. There's definitely some questions that the EOJ needs to answer, and not just the
Mm,
EOJ, but the ECJ. Bear in
it's-
mind that the ECJ is the oversight for the EOJ.
yes,
ECJ has two members from each political party,
yes,
and one of those members happens to be the general secretary for the People's National Party.
yes,
Now, the ECJ, who is the supervisor for the EOJ, I'm assuming would, have a responsibility to respect the
yes,
information coming out of their subordinate, which is the EOJ.
yes,
Now, I can understand where the confusion started, because the confusion started when Nationwide would have, and one of the prominent uh, media entities in Jamaica would
everybody want to
have
break news first.
break the news to say, hey, there's a winner.
Mm,
But this came because of a trend, that they a pattern based on how the boxes were coming in, that they would have made that declaration. But a lady who spoke earlier spoke about the amount of seats coming in from 90 plus, and now they are at 115. Nobody can dispute that. Nobody can dispute the fact that the JLP lost quite a few divisions,
Divisions, yeah.
right? But what we must face reality with is the fact that divisions does not represent who wins the municipality unless the amount of divisions one can overturn the different municipalities.
All right, stick up.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, stick a pin right there. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the crux of where I'm coming from now. The municipalities is the key measuring stick, isn't it?
that is it.
That's a measuring stick.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
measuring stick. We can't use the divisions. Hashrag, are we coming to an agreement now? It's the measuring stick, which is the municipalities.
It has to be.
Okay.
There's
Yes.
absolutely no
He
other
he
measuring
said,
stick.
I can't get this man. Let me see.
Go on,
Because
He
Chop.
said,
because let me just wrap it. Let me
One,
just
one
finish
second,
it up.
Ash, and then you come in after.
Because there's, my dear, there's 4 parishes in Jamaica, and all of us know that Kingston and St. Andrew is referred to as one, not 2. They're referred to as one.
Whether they're
Kingston and
prime,
St.
whether they're
Andrew.
prime or not, whether they're prime or not.
Right. They're always one.
Yeah.
So when you're counting electoral colleges, what we refer to as constituencies in Jamaica, Kingston St. Andrew is one, right? In terms of local municipalities. Now, Portmore, which the PNP would have started the process of converting Portmore into a municipality. They started the process and they stopped it. As a matter of fact, that process now prevents St. Catherine from becoming an independent parish as opposed to bulking it with Portmore. No, let me tell you what is so funny, folks. If it is, and let me just put this out there. If it is that we have 13 municipalities, the JLP is now in control of St. Thomas, Clarendon, St. James, St. Elizabeth,
Saint Anne.
St. Anne,
Mm.
Trelawney, and Portland.
Are they
That
in
is
charge of Ochi?
7.
Are they in charge of Ochi?
Yes, sir. Straight out of Ochi. Um, so that's 7. That is 7 from 13. The PNP is a clear winner in Manchester, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Mary, and Kingston and St. Andrew is tied. So there's no clear winner for Kingston and St. Andrew.
But
What
may I
what
speak
typical.
what
now? May I
Roper
speak
says,
now?
what
May I
Roper
speak
says,
now?
I'm coming right to you now. What Roper says
I'm gonna
is
jump off.
whenever there's a tie of municipalities, the decision must be that the party with the highest vote in terms of the popular vote, that party automatically assume chairmanship of the municipality, and the runner-up becomes the vice chair. So the truth is, there's really no winner in Kingston and St. Andrew because it's 40 divisions. JLP has 20, PNP has 20. But the popular vote based on numbers of voters will give the PNP the responsibility of the chairmanship and the JLP vice chair of the municipality.
Okay, let's go to hashtag now. The point you understand.
Getting the mayorship of
Mhm.
Kingston and St. Andrew. We saw that from the EOJ office when they made the announcement and the Mrs. Holness was there. They were checking whole day one particular box. I saw a lady boxes, and it came out from EOJ. I was down there. It came out from EOJ that the PNP won the prize of the whole thing. Okay, but they are going to have the mayor and a deputy mayor coming from the Jamaica Labour Party. It did not mean that they did not win it.
But if
They
you
did
win it,
not
you
mean
take
that
control of
it's
it.
a popular vote. It's a popular vote says that you're a winner, why isn't it that they win?
All right, can I ask you
That's
this
Um,
right
number
there?
one.
but
Yeah, just
hold on,
ask
chopper. Hold
one
on, chopper.
question.
Hold on, chopper. Chopper. Hold on, chopper. Hashrag. Hashrag. There are 40 divisions, right? And there's a tie. So the
Yeah,
in
as in
And
King
the,
this is
the popular
this is
vote is a
no, hold
tiebreaker.
on,
The
Yes,
Hashrag,
the
popular
Hashrag,
popular
hold
vote
on,
vote
is
is a
the
Hashrag,
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
Yes.
No, you
Hashrag,
spoke enough.
Hashrag.
I'm speaking, but I realize that I'm not going to
But
time to speak because I sit
no,
back and allow
but
you to
I'm
speak. But
but
no, no,
I'm
no.
responding
If
to
it
No,
what
man,
I'm
allow her
saying,
to speak.
you
Allow her
write
to
it
speak,
down.
please.
No, that's not how it goes.
let's
If
speak.
I am, if I'm able to sit back and allow you to speak and make notes of what you say, and then I'm going to respond, you owe me the same respect.
True, true.
You owe me
but
the
I didn't
same
No, no.
speak.
respect.
Yeah. Ashra, can I stop a second? It wasn't. It was Chopper. It's Chops Media who allowed was speaking a while ago. Lester is a different person now. So Chops Media is allowing you to speak, but Lester
Yeah, man,
came in.
please, please. Allow her to
Lester
speak.
came in want to clarify something. But go ahead, Ashra. Yeah,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, listen.
yeah.
No, I am saying I see where you're coming from, but what we are saying is that if there's a tie, right, with 2020, there is no clear winner because there's a tie. What they check now, it is the amount of votes that was tallied, so it becomes a popular votes. So them say,
So what is
okay,
that called? What is that called?
no, but it is
If
but,
there
no, but it
if hold on, if there
but
is
it
a
is
way, if there is a loophole that's a tiebreaker that breaks a tie, why is it not that it, because it doesn't support you or support the Jamaica Labour Party? It is debunked. Why is it
All right,
debunked? It's
Asha,
a victory.
can I answer that for you?
Mm.
Go
May
ahead.
I? All right. So here's the difference, hashtag, and I'm happy you bring it that way because what happened? Because there's a 2020 tie between the different divisions in Kingston St Andrew. There's no winner. So Roper, which is the representation of the people's act now, chips in, and it says whenever there's a tie, here is what you do. No, if it is that using the popular vote was a tiebreaker. It's not a tiebreaker. There is still a tie. If it is a tiebreaker, it would announce the popular vote person to be the winner.
Mm.
Listen,
If the
listen.
popular
Oh,
vote
no, no,
is
no,
the
no,
winner,
one second.
hold
One
on a
second.
second. If the popular vote person is declared the winner, he gets a chance to choose both chairman and vice
and
chair.
deputy chairman,
And
yes.
that,
They can
hold
do
on,
both.
hold on, hold on, hold on. That is not so.
Yes,
And
it
we know
is.
it is not so. Listen, can I speak? If I don't speak, but
You're
nobody will hear me
speaking.
if I don't speak.
You're
Can
speaking,
I
man.
speak?
You're speaking,
The
Ashra.
tie, if it is a tie. Roper comes in with
Mhm.
a way to break a tie, to declare a winner, even though there is a tie. And if this is when you check the popular votes, the person with the popular votes comes out clearly as the winner, but the person will be overshadowed by a deputy coming from the other party who they tied with. It is a win because
Who
because
dictates
the
that? Who dictates that?
Roper.
All right.
Okay.
Can
All right.
Roper say the same thing
Yeah.
for St. James?
All right. All right. Stick
I
a pin
can
right
get
here.
you.
Stick a pin right there.
I
Somebody
can
asked a
get you.
question. Okay, I think you answered the question already. Who implement this tiebreaker? Roper.
Yes.
Who's
And
Roper connected? What is Roper?
Roper is the act that governs the municipal elections.
So
right.
why are you trying to debunk Roper to suit your
No,
to
we're not
suit what you
debunking it.
need?
I agree with Roper. I agree with Roper 100%. But what I'm saying to you is that Roper did not declare a winner. Roper says whenever there's a tie, the person with the highest number of vote, which is the popular vote, gets to chair, and the runner-up becomes the deputy chair. That's what Roper says. Roper don't
The,
But
declare a
the,
winner.
Hashrag, what I
Roper
know,
the
declares
Hashrag.
what
EOJ, the
happens when there's a
EOJ,
tie.
the EOJ declared a winner. St. Andrew, KSAMC goes is won by the People's National Party. That was declared.
No. Where
Hold
is
on.
that?
That
Show it
was
to me.
declared. I was
Show it to me,
there.
my dear.
Because Rolex
Okay.
Hold
would
on,
not come out, but the
Okay.
Hashrag,
other
Listen.
two would
Listen.
not come
Listen.
out. I was
Listen.
hold,
Ashra.
there.
I'm sorry.
Hashrag,
I'm not.
It,
Hashrag.
I'm not.
it, it is on. It is
No,
on.
No,
I have
hold
to
on,
mute.
hold on,
I have to,
hold on.
I'm going to have to mute people. Go on, Lester. I'm going to have to do muting now because
Yes.
otherwise it's going to. Yeah.
What I want to because I see persons here are saying if we're making up stuff. No,
Yes.
Veronica. Let me explain in a different way. Because we have 40 divisions and both divisions are tied 2020, right? The act that governs local elections say that the person with the divisions that have the popular votes, right, becomes automatic chair. That's the mayor, and the person who comes second will be deputy mayor, deputy chair. So the PMP now has the popular vote. They become automatic. It is not by division winning or municipal winnings that gave him the chair because it's 2020. So if it was 21 to 19, then it would be a different thing. That mean the PMP would be a clear winner. And
As
then
you're going around the mulberry
no,
bush.
hold on. No.
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Mm-hmm.
PMP would choose also a deputy. So you'd have a PMP mayor and a PMP deputy mayor, right? That is not so in the KCC. That is why the Roper Act said, hey, only basically I share it then because both are on a tie. So that's
Yeah.
basically,
Okay. Okay.
but because one party,
No,
hold on, hold on, no.
you need
I
to quote
no, no,
exactly what
but I
Roper
listen
says.
to no,
Hold on,
but
You
hold on.
need to quote exactly what Roper says.
Hang on a second. Hang on a
Roper,
second. We're not going to be able to do all of that. We're having a conversation here now, and let's do it lightheartedly because it is talking sip Saturday night. You know, I'm trying to say, what are you guys drinking? Are you guys drinking anything? What are
I'm
you guys
sipping some
drinking?
water.
What are you drinking, Lester?
water. I want to drink water, Silver.
You only drink water.
Yeah.
Action J, what are you drinking? AJ,
Water.
what are you drinking? What I drink water. I'm drinking orange juice. Ashrak, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking truth.
Drinking juice.
but
Okay.
but
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Sylvan, you know what Roper represent? You know what Roper means, right? Roper is just simply the acronym, the representation of the People's Act.
I'm
That's
I'm
what
looking
refer
at
to
it
it
right
as.
now. I'm
Right.
looking at it right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can go straight to Google and just type Roper Jamaica, and it comes up with all the shebang. And
So
actually, I
Sylvan,
encourage everybody to read it. Yeah,
Did you know
yeah.
that before this election, Mr. Ennis was the chair? Mr. Ennis was the chair, and Williams was oh Williams was the mayor, right? Mr. Williams was the mayor, and Mr. Ennis
Mm,
was the chair. You know
yeah.
what the seat count was at that point? The Jamaica Labour Party was declared a winner by one single vote
Mm,
because Rosie Hamilton won her division by a single vote, and that
Yeah,
tipped the
Raytown.
scale in
yeah,
favor of the Jamaica
yeah.
Labour Party.
Yes,
Because
yes.
that happened, the JLP was able to name the mayor and the
And the
deputy
deputy
mayor
deputy mayor. Yeah.
because they had a clear win. In
Yes.
this case, the PNP don't have a clear win. There's a tie. So Roper dictates who becomes the mayor and who becomes the deputy mayor. That is simple as that.
Silborn, could
Mm,
you said you just pull up the Roper thing. Have you found that part that section that
Please
deals with
look
it?
for it, my dear. It's there.
I
Please,
am not
let's
looking for
find it.
anything. I'm
Please.
speaking to the host. I'm speaking to the host.
Yes,
I'm going.
I want us to find it.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Please, Silvan.
Yeah. In the
You're a
case of
legal mind.
yeah, so
No,
yeah.
but you see, Chris,
Yeah.
what I think is it because we make our political leanings known. Persons are not thinking that we can be balanced.
No,
We
you have
are
to be
not
balanced.
against no, but we are not against the PMP being the mayor, right? We are not against it. We are
No, you could
agreeing
not
with
be against the
Roper.
PNP. You could not be against that.
No,
Roper
and
decided that
And,
individually.
and,
no,
and,
but
and, and hashtag, one of the things I'm not against either, I will never debate you on the fact that the PNP won more votes coming out of this election in terms of popular vote.
yes,
I can't
Mm,
deny it. It's a fact.
that
I will
is a
never
fact.
deny either that the JLP would have lost some divisions. But
Yes.
I would
did the
say, you
JLP?
see, I would say
Mm,
the EOJ needs to be investigated. Glasgow,
Gospel Brown, yes.
Have you got
it
evidence
needs
for
to
that?
be investigated. And why I'm saying that, um, okay, why is the ombudsman now attached to the EOJ?
But that has
No,
nothing to
but
do
you're
with
going
Mr.
off in a different
Glasspool.
realm now.
That's nothing to do with Mr. Glasspool, bro. That's the government who did that, isn't it?
Why
Why is it?
why
All
did
right,
it have to happen?
you want to answer for that?
Why was the EOJ placed under a particular ministry? Why?
Why the EOJ is placed under a particular
And why?
ministry?
And we need to answer all of these things that was brewing,
What
all the
ministry is the
setbacks and
EOJ under?
hold on, all the setbacks and all the put offs of the election when it was due, right? You were saying, okay, so why is this thing happening? Why is it happening? Why aren't you calling on a parochial election that is should have been called years ago, right?
But my
Now where
friend,
was it? Where
both political parties guilty of it. What?
Yes. PJ did
is
it.
that?
Both of them did
Hold
it.
on, hold on. So retardation is our growth then. Our growth is retardation. Because all we can say every time we have a situation is that 40 years ago the PNP do it. 30 years
No,
ago the Jamaica Labour. You just said it.
no,
You
not
just said
40 years ago. Not 40 years
it
ago.
doesn't
I
matter
said
how
both of
long
them
it
do it.
was, it does not matter. The time is not the factor. The time is
Okay.
not the factor. Right?
It
All
is
right.
What I'm
wrong.
Okay.
saying
It
is
is
this.
wrong on all
Okay.
fronts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the pause here because we're going down a route which I didn't want to go down. We're tit for tat. I think what we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, really and truly, and I want people to come here and actually get some sort of sense. The key thing I wanted to establish was who won the election, and I think we have come to an understanding of the municipal. Yes. And the municipal, as far as I'm concerned, is a key factor. It was enlightened to me and shared to me today that the divisions makes up the popular vote. So therefore, you don't watch that one because, as Lester said, some have 5, some have 4, some have 3. You can't watch that one there. So it goes by the municipalities. Now, the big
Yes.
question now is this: do you consider Portmore and St. Catherine two different
Ah,
one, or you
good.
consider it as one?
All right. So, if I
Yeah,
may,
yeah,
why Portmore should not be considered a municipality
yeah.
is because Portmore, if you do that, then you're double counting. You're counting the divisions in Portmore. You already count them in Spanish Town, in St.
Yes,
Catherine. They're
yes.
tabulated under St. Catherine, and that makes St. Catherine a PNP municipality. You cannot then come back and count the same guys over in Portmore a second time. That
I
is
see.
why.
You can't
That
count
is
them. You
why.
can't count them. Why? Why can't you
Why
count?
would you count
Because
them
you say
twice?
so.
Because you're counting them twice.
Okay. Who is the mayor of Portmore?
The mayor of Portmore now is Leon Thomas. Sorry, yeah,
Okay. And
Leon.
who's the mayor? Who's the mayor of Spanish Town? That Spanish Town.
Um, what's his name? Oh, jeez,
The PMP guy.
don't remember his name.
Norman
Hobbs.
Scott. Norman Scott.
Not Norman
Okay.
Norman
Scott.
Scott,
Yeah.
right?
Norman
Norman
Scott.
Scott. Yes.
Okay. When Portmore needs to have um roads looked after and water thing done and any infrastructure and whatever, do they have to go to Norman Scott to get that
Yes.
done?
Yes, they
Let-
have to.
No, they do
okay,
not.
They don't have a
They do
budget.
not.
okay,
They
okay.
do not
Where is the
have to
budget
go
for
to
it?
Norman Scott.
Where
They
they
do not
go?
have to go to Norman Scott. They're
Where
able.
do
They are
they
able
go?
to go. They are
Hold,
able to
Oh,
go. They are able to go and talk for themselves at any parish
Where?
council meeting.
Where?
What do you
The
mean where?
mayor.
where?
Listen,
What do
No,
you
the
hold
mean
on, hold
where?
on,
mayor
hold on,
of
hold on,
Prove me
Chopper,
Portmore
wrong.
has
Chopper,
CEO.
Prove
Chopper,
me
hold on,
wrong.
no,
Prove me
no, hold
wrong.
on, no,
is muting going
no,
on
hold
Chopper,
here?
on,
prove me wrong.
Muting.
hold on, Chop. Can I
Honest,
say
honest.
something? Sir?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Hashrag. We're not arguing,
I
right?
don't want.
We are
I don't want.
present.
And listen, stop it.
Yeah,
1 second, guys, ladies and gentlemen. My show don't have argument on it. We like to have
no,
seamless
no,
thing, and that's how I operate really. So
yeah.
yeah, go on, go on.
We are, we, we are
Hashtag
we are reason, but
reason.
Hashrag, I want you to understand something that we are not speaking based on GLP now or PMP. We're speaking on facts.
That's what I'm
And
wondering.
what are the facts?
No, hold.
Show me that. Show me your fact. That
But
that
Hashrag,
that
you
that
have to allow me
Leon
to
that
speak. But
Leon
allow me to
Thomas.
speak.
Hashtag,
Allow me to speak.
hold on.
Allow
Yeah,
me to
go on.
speak, Hashrag.
I'm,
Allow
I'm, mute,
me.
I'm muting persons at the same time, so don't feel any way. I just want
Uh,
one person to
all
speak
I'm
at the same
saying is
time.
that
And action. Now Jay has not even spoken for a while yet. I'm gonna have to ask action Jay to speak. He was a sit down and
when
watch and laugh after it.
when the mayor of Portmore, right, or any councillor in Portmore needs funding, or when they have a meeting, there's only one place that they can go to, and that's the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. They don't
To
go anywhere
represent them,
else.
not
They
to represent themselves for funding through the parish council. Through the
and, we,
parish
and,
council
we,
because they are an entity.
and what parish councils are they a part
Are a
of?
city. They are
No,
a
hold on.
city
No, but
municipality.
listen, but
They are
but
a
listen to the question. Hold on. Listen to the question. What parish
mhm.
council is the Portmore mayor a part of?
What parish council? St. Catherine.
Yes.
No, Portmore. Portmore. No,
It's a
Portmore,
mistake.
Portmore. So why you laughing at my mistake? That's what is that?
It's not a
I
No, but you
said
mistake.
it's
answered you
Guys,
answered
Portmore,
guys,
correctly.
Portmore,
guys. We have said. Let's
Portmore,
action,
Portmore,
action,
Portmore,
J, action, J.
Portmore,
What you say? Action, J. Let me just mute everybody for now.
Portmore.
Action, J. What
But
you
you
say?
are city. You
Sorry.
need to go get on your computer and get this information
No.
because
We're
I
not
asked
going to
you.
be. No, we're not going to be able to get all of that tonight. What Veronica Tate said something very powerful. What she said is, go to the Representation Act and we read it for ourselves
Go
because
to
I'm
Roper. It's
I'm
simple.
trying to read it for myself, but I can't go through everything in law.
Section
Mhm,
68, subsection
mhm.
14.
Sorry.
What does it say, sir? Did you quote it verbatim?
No, I'm not. I'm saying go to the subsection 16, I think. Go to the section 16, subsection 4. I'm not sure. Go to it.
You think? Oh, you're not sure. Do not say
I'm
anything.
not
If you're
sure
not
what
sure, leave it there.
section. I'm not sure
No.
what
He can
section.
he can
Hmm.
say that I shrug, and then we can just go to it and check it.
Just go to it and
He
check.
said yeah, he just said it's there as Veronica said. It's there.
It's there,
We
man.
need even the Constitution of Jamaica.
It's
I keep
there.
encouraging people to read
You
that
read it.
Constitution and don't wait for a person to tell you. I just want to point out something here. Dion Jackson Miller said something. Not one from the PNPs arresting me over my position on the election results. Those suggesting otherwise are making mischief. My position is that the PNP is trying to change the way we report local government election results for political expediency. I disagree with their position. So you see, what is happening now is not just happening here. Dion Jackson Miller is talking about it. Cliff Hughes is talking about it. And what we are trying to do here on the show is debunk I'm going to call it debunking they call it now debunk the breaking
Can
news.
I ask
We're
you a favor,
debunking the
Silburn?
breaking news. Yeah.
Can I ask you a favor, Silburn?
Yeah.
As a legal mind
Yes.
and a man from straight out of Ochi,
Straight out of yeah.
can I
Straight out
ask
of
you to schedule another program where
yes.
you can come back to the people? Because you have a responsibility to do that.
Yes.
Bring hashtag back, myself, whomever. But
Yes.
I would love for you to come back because I am going to also bring the facts, bring the actual quotation from Roper on the Constitution so we can have a better conversation with the facts staring us in the face.
Yes.
Simple. Let
And
us look at where does Portmore report to? Let us look at how
Hmm.
do we come to the conclusion of who is a mayor when there's a tie? Who dictates that?
Hmm.
Because I just
Okay.
outlined to you something, that is very
yeah.
simple. I just said to you that the last election, when Delroy Williams was the mayor, he did so because one division won by
One made
one
a
vote.
that was a clear win. The one made a
Right.
difference. That was
Good.
a
So is
win.
this a clear win
So
now?
that was a win.
So was this a
But
clear win now?
but no, it's a tie. But Roper gave you a way to break that tie and make a win because the mayor has to be a
No,
win.
it's not a
The
win. No,
mayor
no,
has
no,
to
no.
be a win.
Roper
Hold
says,
on, hold on, hold on. Go ahead.
Roper says, if there's a tie, the
No,
person
Silburn.
with.
Could I say something to you? 1 minute,
Go ahead.
Silburn. You
Yes.
said something that Miss Jackson Miller said. Mr. Jackson Miller said, right? And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna tell you something that she said too. She said the prize is the control over the KSAMC, the mayor, and losing that you have lost.
Well,
I'm quoting her
well,
now.
well,
I'm
I know
quoting
that.
her. Hold on now.
Yeah. Go
She
on. Yeah.
said
Yeah.
no.
Go on. I'm listening to you. Hello, Ashrag. Okay. I think what point I want to mention to Hashtag right there and for everybody at the same time, just because Dion Jackson Miller says that about the prize that doesn't mean to say it's right. You know, just because Cliff Hughes call and say the PNP win, that doesn't mean to say it's a fact. So I mean, I think we need, and that is the reason why. That's the reason why I was talking this morning on my live in the park, and I said I think I want to start to create a show, call it Beyond the Breaking News.
Silburn, Silburn. I did not pass geography in
Yeah,
high school, right? And
there you go, sir.
I wasn't afforded the opportunity to go to tertiary level. But
Yeah,
let me ask you a question, Silburn. I don't know if you know, right? And for the panel of a persons listening,
yeah.
these elections that are just concluded, what are they called?
Local government election.
Or otherwise what?
Elections. I don't know.
No,
Local
no.
government.
Otherwise
Municipal
parish.
election,
No, no,
Parish,
no, no.
parish
parish
council
council,
election. Yeah,
Parish.
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 parish
yeah,
council.
Parish.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now let me ask a question now, right? In regards to Portmore and St. Catherine, what geographical parish, what geographical area is Portmore a part of in terms of facts? We're not
Okay.
what we think, you
All
know.
right. All right. Let me
What
answer that.
what parish is there a part
Let me
of?
answer that one. When I was going to cast
All right.
in
Nothing to
no,
keep
no, no.
information.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
gonna answer that one
Yeah.
powerfully. I used to stay in Independence City by my uncle, and it was in St. Catherine in Portmore.
That's changed, sir.
Okay.
And behind his house was Caymanas Park, and it was St. Catherine. And they used to have a
Okay.
little place that would smell. It just smelled very hard. Smell as
Yeah.
like a shitty
I,
place.
I I know the place. I know the place you talk, you know. I used to live in Waterford, you
You
know.
don't think Catherine. No, I got to
Yeah,
call
but
action now. Action now, please. What's your take? You have sat and reviewed. What's your take on what's going on here now with all of this conversation? Please, your
I
review.
yeah, I think we're still. It is good. It is good. It is good political talk. It is good political talk, political engagement, because everybody would love those persons who are politically alive. Everybody would love if they're political. Understand?
Mm,
One, right, would have won the election. So it's good political talk. But I'm just saying
mm,
there has to now be a more national focus. There has to
yes,
be a national focus because
yes.
one party won local government election 70 point 70.1 70.4% of the eligible lost the
Yes.
cost
I think your mic is acting up or something like that. But keep talking here.
acting up.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
a vast majority of our people have lost. What are we celebrating?
mm,
What are we really celebrating? What are we celebrating? Understand? If so many of our people are not enticed, they're not enthused to participate in our political,
mm,
both political parties has to own that, and they have to move quickly to address that.
mm,
They would have left a lot of bitter taste in our mouths. So I don't
mm,
know, we're really celebrating, right? I
Thank
don't
you.
celebrating. We need to stop the kind of as much as it is good mental activity.
mm. So therefore, what we're saying then is, and in wrapping up to a way, this is not a moment of celebration, but a moment of reflection.
A moment of reflection. It's a moment of reflection because our democracy is under threat. Because if our people is shying away from from a very important, it is a very important process, the process of
Mm,
selecting your leadership at the governmental level. It is a very important and critical process, right? And a vast majority, 70.4%, did not participate. And in the past, the last general election, 60 odd percent did not participate. We need to reflect. Both political parties need to stop this who win, who lose, and all of these complications. We need to reflect. We have lost the trust of the Jamaican people. We have failed to transition or to transform their lives into something better than what it was before. I strongly believe that every day you live it should be better than the day before. There will be challenges, but how do we navigate our way through these challenges? Right? The people has to be the center of anything these governmental officials do. You understand? So it's a time of reflection, not a time of celebration.
Ashraf, is that a time of celebration or is that time of reflection?
It's not a time of celebration. It's a time of reflection. It's a time.
Yeah.
It's a time of reflection, and it's a time now to mobilize and see. How do we go forward? Where do we go from here? How do we um entice people to want to come out and be a part of a mechanism that was designed, that was fought for, that was argued for, that was lobbied for us to get, because this is the only thing that we have left. This is the
Mm,
only instrument that we can use right now that is under threat of credibility. It's the only instrument that we can use right now where we can put our finger in a ink and decide who stays and who goes. Right, when it is done the proper way, when it is not at any point at all, no point at all corrupted.
yes. And let's start. Is it something that you're celebrating or you're reflecting as well?
As I said in my opening speech, that
Yeah.
the results is not surprising. I knew it would be close, so the
Yes.
results are not surprising. And no, because the Jamaica Labour Party has lost quite a number of divisions and
Yes.
council seats. So there's nothing to celebrate about. What I must say is that I think a lot of persons who are engaged in the political process do not understand the political process, and they're engaged in it. Now there's a vast majority of Jamaicans, right, who are not engaged in the political process because they don't understand the political process, right? That's a
Yeah.
that's a huge part of it. And
Mm,
also, persons in earlier days used to depend heavily on sustenance from government officials, from the councils, from the MP. That is no longer so, based on the evolution of Jamaica and times, and more access to things, and more access to education and travel and stuff like that.
mm,
You have persons who are earning from social media, persons who are now entrepreneurs, persons who are more
yeah.
educated now. And so they have a less dependency on the formal political system. They have less
Yeah.
dependency on the informal economy. So persons are now removed from it because they don't need to be as attached umbilically to the political system anymore. So I really don't think it's under threat. What I think is that the political directorate needs to have a shift in mindset. I think
Yes.
that's what needs to be done.
I'm gonna come back to you, Lester, on something, an idea I have, because we talk a lot about this politics. There,
So,
Chopper, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna come to Chopper in a second.
can
But I
I
just want to pick. Sorry, I just want to pick up a couple of people here. There's mental apathy because the people don't trust politicians. The constitution is key to get people to vote. Two heads, one body not working. There's no democracy in Jamaica. 30% voters mean failed system. The
Mhm.
EOJ don't know who win the election. The people are dissatisfied with our leaders. Why 2/3 of our citizens did not vote? There's no democracy in Jamaica. 30%. It's my view. The parties that are in power now need to look where they are going. There's no democracy. The valley has been lifted and people have wake up but don't know what to do. I want to stick that bit. Chops. Um,
just before
that,
you
that-
go, before you
oh,
ask,
sorry. Action. Go on, please, please.
just to add to what Lister said earlier. But
Yeah.
you say you don't see it as a threat to democracy, but I mean, if democracy means majority rules, but then or leaders are selected by minority, right? That is a threat to democracy, right? And the question I would want to ask you, Lester, whose responsibility is it to educate the people? Those you said that you don't think people who participate in the process are educated about the process. No, I want to responsibility it is to educate the nation about this very important process.
Esther?
The information is there. It's just like how Hashrag said she was on the ground and she knows this and know that, and she's speaking a lot of things that is just factually incorrect, right? And I'm not throwing anything, it's just that the thing that she's saying is just incorrect. And she's a part of the process. She was there, and she's not as informed as she should be to speak on it publicly. You have many people who is even less informed than Hashrag, who is a part of the system. But I'm saying the information is there. The information is on sites. Information is in books. The information is by the offices of the councillors and the MPs. So the information is there. If Jamaican people, when they want information about something, them go get it. Even if you plaster it all over, people will still be uneducated about the political process,
Yeah.
right?
May
So
I
so
jump
if
in
you
right
if,
here?
if you say it is on the MPs and the councillors, the MPs and the councillors have been given this information. Rhoda Crawford herself pointed out on her social media page, and she said publicly who the parish council responsibilities fall under and what they're to do, and for central government what the MPs are to do. And Michelle Charles have done that too. All right,
Yeah.
and the prime minister have done that. The mayor and Desmond McKenzie have done that also. So the
Can I
information has been made publicly.
yeah. I, can I go to
No, I need no. 1 minute, please, host.
okay,
My
allow me
name
to
was
talk.
called. My name,
Okay.
so I need to come up to say
Okay.
something here. Okay, you're
Okay.
accusing me of saying I was somewhere and not having enough information. Yes, and I'm wrong. You have not proven me wrong. So you have no right to sit there and call me wrong when you have no information. That is false narrative. That is rhetoric that you people use. You're not supposed to do that. If
Okay.
until you have proven me wrong, you have no right to call me uninformed. That is
Okay.
that is not right.
So
No.
we agree to disagree on that point there.
If
Okay.
I,
Chopper, I want to come to you on this bit. Who do you think then has a responsibility to educate the mass of people, those who are not wanting to vote because they said, is it the electoral, is it the political servants? I don't no more say political masters. I say political servants. Do you think we have a responsibility?
I don't think it's a matter of education. I don't think there's a lack of political education in Jamaica, because the gentleman earlier who spoke before Lester mentioned uh mentioned that persons who are, you know, of a certain level in society
Yeah.
don't participate in the process. But listen up, folks. Did you know that the majority, and not just the majority, but the vast majority of those who vote are at the lower level of society? Did you
Mm.
know that the middle class in Jamaica and the upper class in Jamaica don't vote?
They
They
don't
don't
they don't
participate in
vote.
the
That,
process.
They don't
that's what
vote.
And
we are
and,
making to
and, and might
understand.
I say this too? Do you think that those persons are uneducated about the electoral system? No, they're not. They're not. They just don't participate because they don't have to. They allow the lowest level of persons in Jamaica to participate in one of the most critical function of governance in the country,
And then
But
and then
Chopper,
and then sit
they
around
wield the
and
power
blame and curse.
they wield the power financially or economically at the same time.
Chopper,
Yes.
but Chopper, you and I know and I don't want to. My people, I don't want to say the lower class of society. I want to find something else to say. The majority of the people that participate in the process, you and I know that they participate on the terms of what they can get from who's this kind of licky begging mentality. You and
Yeah,
I
but
know.
who's begging? Is it the person uptown is begging?
No, but
Who
no,
is
but
licky
Chopper,
licky?
no, but Chopper. If social if
Mhm.
social inequality causes this kind of um
Needs and wants.
balance,
Okay,
understand?
so if
Then
that is the case, then the 29% who participate, are you saying to me that over 61% of Jamaicans are at the higher end then? Because
no,
if we're going to use that, it means that our debt, our unemployment rate is way lower than
Way
what it
lower.
actually is, and
Yeah.
the standard of living is higher than what we
It's
are saying.
higher.
No, what I'm saying
And we have
is
more rich people, and that we have
right.
more rich people than poor people.
So just to wrap it up, just to wrap up
Mm.
my final point on that, is that we should not be comfortable with the level of participation in the electoral process. That's number
True.
one. There's
True.
nothing there for us to be excited about, because it is quite unfortunate that only that amount of persons are involved in the process. No, the electoral office have a responsibility as well because they need to create a system that makes it more attractive and easier for persons to participate. We should
Exactly.
ask the Electoral Commission, are you doing enough to make it easy for persons to vote? Look at the process itself. How difficult it is for one individual to cast a ballot. When you go to the polling station, how long is the line? All these things must be taken into consideration. So it is not just the politician who have a responsibility to do things to attract people to the poll, but the Electoral Commission also have a responsibility to make the
But
process attractive enough so more people can participate.
but Chopper, correct me if I'm wrong, Chopper, right?
Mhm.
In the United States of America, in the school systems,
Mhm.
it is taught to the children the
Yes.
electoral process,
And the
right?
importance of
It,
it.
and the importance of it, and it
Yes.
is breaking down into the Senate and all of this is broken down to them, right? And why they should vote and stuff like that. In Jamaica school system, right?
It's not
That is
there.
not taught.
Right.
And that,
The education of why you should vote and how you should vote and the structure of government is not taught in the high school system,
that is
right?
why, and bringing that up, Lester. That is why I want to say to Chopper that
Um, Action now. We're not hearing you. I
uh,
think something is. You're chopping out. You're
Okay, go
chopping
again
out
now.
a bit. You're chopping out a bit. Action now, like chopper. You're not chopping out like chopper, but you're chopping out.
you, you- you notice I call my friend Chris. We
But
don't use
Silver
that
and,
the
and
chopper
gentlemen,
word,
I don't want to listen. Folks, I'm in the middle of downtown and it's a little bit noisy. I'm gonna have to run because I have to run
Okay.
into a place. But
All right.
Sylvan, I beg you to
Yes.
redo this program
With
and
some
let's
facts.
bring
With some law.
bring the facts to bear. Bring the
Yes.
evidence. Let's
Yes.
bring Roper. Let's dissect it and bring it out. It was a
Yes.
pleasure, folks.
Pleasure is
Blessed
mine.
evening.
Thank you.
yo, chopper, big up.
Yeah, man.
Big up. Big up.
but if you guys are uh,
You're back now.
yeah,
Yeah. Good.
yeah. I wanted to say that it begins the education around the political process or the electoral process. It begins in the schools, right? We need the constitutions to be up in public spaces so that people can read it, they can be informed. You understand what I'm saying? Right? And also, Chopper said before he go, because the electoral process has to be more enticing so that people can have an ease at exercising their democratic right.
Yeah.
But to add to that, the political system must change so that anybody who wishes to represent the people will get the same assistance, right?
Yeah.
It cannot be that because I am not PNP and I'm not JLP, I don't get any financial or any campaign assistance to represent the people. Because right now, if an independent candidate is going to run, he'll have to spend his own money, right? But then the other parties, they get money, right?
From
To
who?
to promote their thing. So that is
Who,
also,
who does a caretaker? Hold on. Who does a caretaker get money from?
I'm sorry,
Who does a caretaker get money from?
who does a caretaker get money from?
Yeah.
I not understand that question, eh?
A MP caretaker or a council caretaker, they don't get government funds.
So where the money come from?
Them find them own funding or the party
Support them. Support them. Yeah.
the party may the party
They'll
may
get
help
paid for
them. No,
transportation. They get paid for
hold on,
transportation.
Hold on.
What I know about the process in the Jamaica Labour Party, when
Mm-hmm.
they're interviewing for a candidacy, the
Mm-hmm.
first question Dr. Uriah Strong asks you, do you have your money to support your campaign? The first question them ask you. Because them tell you said them not. 'Cause remember, a political party is not an income generation engine, you know. And the tell you them not have money figure you. So you have to have your own money. They will assist you, they may help you write letters or talk to person on your behalf, but they don't fund you like that.
You know what
So
I'm gonna
So
do? You know what I'm gonna do? Action. I'm gonna do a show one day with you and a couple of the independent guys, and to express and to explain the steps that you guys had, the struggles you guys had in the process in getting yourself to be a voice for the people, and how would you like to see things change and to the betterment or so. I just want to pick up something here. Somebody said a digital system is the only way forward for voting in Jamaica. We all have tearing. And
So,
the point I want to plug up right there before we go is that a couple of my mates went to Jamaica to vote at the recent elections. And I remember when Malahu Fort was here recently, she said, you can do overseas voting. You guys, all you got to do is take the plane and go down. But then my brother said, you're going to pay thousands or hundreds to go to Jamaica when something could be created whereby you can go to your high commission, have your two-factor authentication or whatever like that. Don't you think that should be happening? I'm not talking about the persons who live overseas, and I'm talking about the persons who may be traveling and at the same time an election is called. But
Yeah.
instead of them running back to Jamaica, they should be able to vote. That's
Yeah.
what someone is saying right here.
And I agree. Yeah, we are in 2024. There needs to be a more modern way. We have to look because, I mean, we have
I
guys,
agree.
right, that want to participate in the process outside of without taking a plane or while in traveling. So they
Yes,
will
I agree.
at that process.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, it was a good one. Listen, I need to talk to you on something. We talk about
can I
politics.
say one thing, please, before you go, Silborn?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
May I just say, may I just say one thing?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Say two.
We say that
Say
we
two
say
things.
it should we say that politics should be taught in school, or but civics was removed. So we are blaming that because people are not educated on politics. That's why they don't vote. No, we must speak the truth. The truth is the people are dismayed by gag orders. They are dismayed by illicit sex. They're dismayed by corruption. They are dismayed by inaccountability. They are dismayed by persons who just arbitrarily do what they want, and people are dismayed because there is no accountability for the person who votes or the community of Jamaican people. And we must call a spade what it is. It is that people are dismayed. What they're seeing, not a reflection of what they want or what they really see our country going. There's too many unanswered things. How do you gag integrity commission? How do you gag this? How do you put this in there? How do you do that? How do you implement certain things? And that's what people want to know. They want corruption to go. They need a person not to be so powerful to be able to gag men of honor and valor are gagging an integrity commission. Oh man, that's an oxymoron.
Yes,
That's an
yes.
oxymoron.
I must say thanks for the hashtag and thanks for that. I must say I'm seeing a lot of this particular information coming through that people must stop saying that they win the election and really break it down and level to the people, because if the PNP is saying that and the JLP is saying that, the question is if there's two lies, well, if there's two different things, one of them must be true. Listen,
Cliff, you was called the election at 97% of the boxes being counted. So he made no mistake. He's a professional. And he called it twice. He called the election twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining, and I hope that this was educational as much as possible, and it has inspired
entertaining.
And
entertaining.
And entertaining.
Yeah, yes, it was entertaining, and I think somebody need a class in geography.
Okay, what you want to say?
and the Roper Act is there. It's very easily.
I'm going to jump on that.
Just go to Google, ladies and gentlemen, and just type Roper Jamaica, and it will just come up. As a matter of fact, you can even go to ChatGPT and you'll find it, and you just read it through. Unfortunately, I don't know, Lester, why they have these things in PDF? They need to have these things in text.
Yeah.
You can't cut and paste it, because I saw something which I love to cut and paste, but I need to read it through properly. And thanks for
who do you want me to talk to, Silver? Who do you want me to talk to?
The legislature.
Talk to Malahu. Talk to Malahu. Is it Malahu or Delroy Chuck? Tell them, so they need to put these things into Word document, man. Even the Constitution of Jamaica, guys, it's a very long document.
Yeah,
it's too
and not understandable. The wordings are legal wording.
No, it's not the words. It is because you can't cut and paste it easily, and I mean it's too. Some of it.
No, for the average person, the words are too legal.
Yeah,
The word must be legal.
And
It's the Constitution.
Yeah, but then the average person won't understand it. The average person will not get it. The
That is why you
average
have
person
lawyers.
going there will
That's why you have
not
lawyers.
understand the legal
That's why.
legal jargon.
Yeah,
The
but that's why we
average
do
person
it.
who goes there,
That's
the
why you got
average
lawyers.
person
So they
who
pay us.
votes, and I don't care what he wants to say, the average person who votes, the lower
I'm
class,
average. I'm average.
quote unquote, the lower class will
No, no,
not
no, no. Don't
comprehend
undermine the lower
that
class.
language. It's like Shakespeare or Wentworth
How be
or
thy
Jeffrey
die.
Chaucer.
Silver, who helped to write the Constitution of Jamaica? Was it Norman Manley?
I think he's one of those guys, you know.
Yeah.
And
And what profession was Norman Manley again?
it was a barrister, isn't it?
Hello, we know that. That's what I'm saying. That is, no, you're being ridiculous now. You're being ridiculous to almost to be sublime. You're being ridiculous. That's why I said.
That's
That's
a
why
Wilma
I
Perkins.
said
That's a Wilma
the
Perkins
wording is
laugh.
too legal. That's why I said the wording is too legal. I didn't say anything. That's why you ha ha ha. That makes no sense.
But it's a
That makes no sense.
constitution. But Hashra, it's
Because
a constitution.
Yes, but guess what? So we are saying we are talking about the persons who vote. The average person who votes, or the lower class, as you said before, to quote you verbatim, the lower class will not
Me.
comprehend or understand. Yes, you.
Me said the lower. No. Chopper John said
When you
that.
were talking, you said the lower class of people who go out and
You
vote.
know, say you mix me up with Robert Nesta Morgan already. I know you mix me up with Chopper John.
I remember the day you remember next time I said. Anyway, Action, you wanted to say something quickly before I go? Action.
Oh, God.
Hold on a second. I can't hear you.
to be written for the people. The people are not lawyers. So then,
Yeah.
No.
you write form.
No, you're right.
I
You need
know
to be,
you have
you
to
need
write
independence.
the literacy level of the people. The
So
constitution
it is
must, the constitution must be understood by
Yes.
the very least in terms of literacy. I know you read it.
Oh, and one homework here. Let us investigate who removed civics out of the schools.
Yeah.
Talk to Faval, but civics need to go back in a school.
You talk to all of
They
them.
took it out, so they should replace it.
All right, guys, listen. I want to say good night. Let's bring up. We'll call you.
What Lester face? What Lester face?
Ashra,
Lester face.
No.
Is that
Me learn
saying-
civics in school, you know, me good, you know.
is that
No.
saying it?
Me too.
But me never learn it.
Me good.
But me never learn it in a school.
I mean,
But who you learn it, you're good with that.
All right. Okay, guys. I want to say have a good night.
Okay, good night. Good night,
It's
all.
12 o'clock at UK time. This 1 o'clock at your time in Netherlands. Action. Thank you for representing Jamaica and Ashra.
And
Thank you.
7 o'clock in Jamaica.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
of Bangarang. I just saw something a while ago. Commentators urge PNP to stop saying it won local government election when ECJ results suggest otherwise. Let's leave that one there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
peace out. See you later, Ashra. See you later.
Peace out.
So,
Lester. Bye.
all right. Bye-bye. Thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. And I want to thank those on Instagram, those on YouTube, and those on TikTok as well. They made it very difficult for the ordinary people to understand that is regarding the Constitution. I do agree that the Constitution need to be, what should I say, dissected in a way. I think Matunda and myself was looking at some ways regarding when we're having the constitution reform to see how we can pick out certain key areas of the Constitution and break it down as much as possible. It doesn't have to be all aspects, but key areas, even with the role for the representation. But it's the first time I'm looking at it, and I think it's a good read, and I'd encourage persons to read that because I think it will shed a lot of light in the whole thing. But there's one thing that I got today, though. And it is in regards to who win the election, which everybody's been talking about. And I was asking the question, is it by the divisions? Is it by the popular vote? Or is it by the municipalities? And I think I've come to the position from my perspective to say it is from the municipalities. Yep. And because some municipalities are made up of many different divisions, and many divisions are made up of many different sorry, divisions are made up. Well, municipalities made up of different divisions. Yeah, that's correct. See, I'm confusing myself here. And I'm not gonna say who win. I'm gonna say that lessons need to be learned, and I think that the leaders at this time should not be going about to say I won, but to say that we learned the PNP has gained and the PNP has lost in some areas. The JLP apparently has retained in some areas, and the PNP has gained traction. And I believe it is saying that the PNP, um, is on their way to galvanize support. And I believe that the Labour Party, as if I was the Labour Party and I was the Prime Minister, I would take the message that I can get from this and to see how I can make it better for every Jamaican. Because one of the things they say is the macro is one thing, but the micro is another. Sometimes things are not cascading down. And I always believe that, and I think the Prime Minister missed a trick. I think they should have had the election a year ago. I always believe in local government elections. These elections are what send you a signal. It sends you a signal as to what are the people saying. It's good to hear what the people are saying. And then you don't use it to try to win an election. You use it to try to help people. That's what you try to do, help people. And I believe that sometimes when you try to help people and you do the right things which might be deemed to be unpopular, you'd be surprised when it works for the people. They might actually love it, and they might like the hardcore, hard love, tough love, not fanky thing. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a good one. And inspiring Jamaican. How do you inspire Jamaican? What inspires people to vote? What inspires politicians, to reach out to the people and to get the people to vote for them? I will say it again: integrity, honesty, objectivity, selflessness, openness, transparency, all of these different factors, leadership. That is something that needs to be conveyed deeply. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It was a great night. And remember to like and subscribe. Those on TikTok, follow the host. That would be great. And share the video as much as possible. And of course, you can't share it now because it's finishing. Those on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe to my show. There's going to be more. And there's something that I have up my sleeve. Something, and it's about education. Something I'm going to be talking about with Lester. And for those on Instagram as well, thank you so much for joining. Now, I want to say have a good night, and may the Lord bless you. And peace out. Thank you.